الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد الفاتح لما أغلق والخاتم لما سبق الناصر الحق والهادي إلى صراطك المستقيم وعلى آله حق قدره ومقداره العظيم ورضي الله تعالى عن أصحاب رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم يا همة الشيخ حضور لنا بهذا المحضر وتأتفي بنظرة تأتي لنا بظفر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. Alhamdulillah, we continue from where we left off yesterday, and after we spoke about the ayah where Allah talks about himself, and that is there is no one that has the right to be worshipped but him, and also that he is al-hayy al-qayyum. The next thing that he mentions in the ayah, he says nazzala alayka. So Allah now speaks to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says nazzala alayka. So Allah is the one that has revealed upon you, Ya Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He says nazzala alayka al-kitaba bil-haqqi musaddiqan lima bayna yadayhi wa anzala at-taurata wal-injila min qablu hudan lin-nas. So Allah says that He is the one that has revealed upon you, meaning O Muhammad, the book. So, Ya Muhammad, this book we revealed it to you, meaning Al-Quran, bil-haqqi, with truth, musaddiqan lima bayna yadayhi. And this book that we revealed upon you, it confirms that which was revealed from before you. And so Allah then carries on in the next ayah and says, وَأَنزَلَ التَّوْرَاةَ وَالْإِنْجِيلَ مِنْ قَبْلُ هُدًى. Allah has revealed that in the Tawrat, which is the law that was given to Musa alayhi salam, wal-Injil, and He revealed the Injil from before as guidance, Niasse, guidance for people. Now, the reason why Allah speaks about revealing the Quran upon the Prophet ﷺ, and then He mentions that He reveals the Quran, and He revealed the Tawrat and the Injil from before, is to make an argument to the Christians of Najran, who were the reason why this surah was revealed, to say that the same Allah that revealed this book, meaning the Quran, to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the same Allah that revealed the book that you have, which is the Tawrat and the Injil. So if you want to say that Quran is not from Allah, what should make you believe that the Tawrat and the Injil is not from Allah? So if you accept the Tawrat and the Injil is from Allah, you should accept that the Quran is also from Allah, because you don't have a reason why you should reject the Quran that is from Allah, but you accept the Tawrat, because those are the books that Allah had revealed before. So this is the argument that Allah is basically placing there. So that is the reason why Allah brings about this argument. And then so either you believe in Prophet Muhammad's prophethood, and you believe all the prophets before him, or if you deny Muhammad, then you must deny all the others before as well, because you are dealing with the same being that has been continuing this cycle of revelation. And so this is the argument that Allah was coming forth with the Christians. And then Allah carries on and He says, وَأَنزَلَ الْفُرْقَانِ. This Quran is part of it, or that the divine revelation that comes is Furqan. And the word Furqan means to separate. That's why Sayyidina Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he was also often known as Al-Faruq, because he was somebody who separated falsehood from truth from falsehood. Right, so because it makes a separation between truth and falsehood. So that's what the purpose of the divine revelation is. And then Allah then makes another statement to say that if your position with regards to the Quran is denying it, and you're saying you only accept the books before, then Allah informs them and says this is what is going to happen. So he says, Inna alladhina kafaru bi ayati Allahi lahum adhabun shadidun wallahu azizun dhu intiqam. Inna Allah la yakhfa alayhi shay'un fil ardi wala fis samai. Okay, so this is a separate section. So Allah is saying, indeed those people that deny the ayats of Allah, the signs of Allah, meaning the revelation and all the mu'jizats, the miracles that were accompanied with the prophets of Allah to confirm them as the messengers and prophets from Allah. If you deny, because the Prophet ﷺ was given the Quran and was also given al-mu'jizat al-bahirati, very clear miracles that prove that he is indeed a messenger from Allah. As we all know that when the people came to him to say that if you claim to be the Prophet, then split and the moon. Then the Prophet ﷺ raised his finger and the moon was split into two halves, as Imam al-Bukhari mentions in the Sahih al-Bukhari on the miracle of the splitting of the moon. This is the affair of the Nubuwah and the Risala, because when messengers of Allah are being challenged, then they respond to those challenges because Allah has given them permission to propagate on His behalf. And that's why when the enemies of Allah came and said, okay, give us a proof that you are a messenger, then he pointed at the moon and the moon was split into two halves. That's one of the miracles of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So, but then sometimes people they ask. I remember when we were reading this, so the Shaykh who was teaching us this, he was saying sometimes when a person demands proof, and the proof is given, and after the proof is given, but they still don't do this after the fact that they've received the proof, then Allah becomes very severe against such people. And that law of Allah, it even applies even up to this day. And that's why the people in the past, they were punished because every time a prophet would come to them, they would demand a proof. Even after they saw the proof, they would still not follow that prophet. And therefore Allah would just erase the whole community. He would send tornadoes, he would cause earthquakes, he would completely destroy them. But it is not adab to demand proof, especially when people like the prophets of Allah and the messengers of Allah speak the truth, because truth is very clear from falsehood. That's the nature of truth itself. It's very clear from falsehood. Usually people demand proofs because they are creating an excuse why they should not follow that person, not because they don't recognize that this person has truth. They're just creating a reason to say, okay, bring proof. But even when the proof is brought, then they still don't follow. They always find another excuse. A human being always will have an excuse to do things. He won't pray in the morning because he will say, it's too cold in the morning. In winter, he will say, it's too cold, but in summer he says, no, the nights are too short, Always, a human being will always bring an excuse. So that's what it is. That's the nature of a human being. So that's why Allah says, if you disbelief, because I know your disbelief, because in the Allah says in the Holy Quran, يَعْرِفُونَهُ كَمَا يَعْرِفُونَ أَبْنَاءَهُم. Rasulullah sallallahu, they recognize him as the same way how they recognize their own sons. So they know the truth. So why then do they keep on demanding proof from the Prophet? Okay, show us that you are the true messenger from Allah. So that is just to play games with Allah, but also Allah shows to them that I know very well what you are doing, and I'm also good at this game. But I'm telling you that if you deny our signs, our ayat, then know that the punishment of Allah is severe. It's that's what it is. It's intiqam. Allah can take revenge. And then Allah also informs, He says, Inna Allah la yakhfa alayhi shay'un. There is nothing that can be hidden from Allah. Fi samai wala fil ardi, whether in the heavens or in the earth. There is nothing that is hidden from Allah. You can't hide anything, from Allah, because we are dealing with a being that is all powerful. That is the originator of the whole universe and everything that it contains. So I will leave it at that. Inshallah, we'll carry on from هو الذي يصوركم في الأرحام tomorrow, inshallah. سبحان الله بحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك.